Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett and I am so excited because in today's video, we're talking about whether you are in or out for 2025. Yes, some of the best and worst interior design for the new year, including how to add some amazing texture into your home thanks to today's video sponsor, Brooklinen, but more on that later. Now, the first thing we have to talk about, we're starting with something that is out for 2025. She is out of the door, out of the house, out of our lives, are these fast trends. I'm sick of it, you're sick of it, everybody is. It's the trend era is over, okay? It's over. We are in our authentic era, our authenticity, our personal style era. And I'm so happy about that. Trends have this interesting place where they're good, but also bad. Good because they can sometimes represent just new. What's new and innovations in design. And I love that. I'm so happy about that. But the consumerism, the turnover, the constant changing of things, the need to feel like you're keeping up with everybody so you still feel like, oh, what I did isn't a mistake, it looks good. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted of it. I can't even imagine how you all feel. Trends are out for 2025. We're seeing, yeah, some things come in, become a little more popular, but for the most part, trends are done and we're leaving them in the past because honestly, who can keep up with it? I would rather my home look and feel like me than whatever is in right now. And I feel like we have kind of lost that energy, that authenticity and personality, right? I want my home to look and feel like I live here, okay? It needs to reflect me, not just what is the latest trend. Plus, you know, there's nothing wrong with the classics. I like something that feels classic and timeless. And that doesn't mean it has to be one style or another, or you can only use this wood tone because it's trending and this you can only have because it's classic. You can have a mix of things that are trends and are classics because classic elements and details are always going to make something that is trendy feel a little bit more refined, a little bit more timeless, and that's the way to go about things. So if you like something that is a trend, I'm not gonna say don't do it, but I'm gonna say think about how we can make this feel timeless. How can we incorporate it in a natural and authentic way? And we don't have to start from scratch because that's already hard enough as it is. And I mean, just think about it. We've had so many devastating natural disasters where people have lost their homes, they've lost everything they have, and they're starting from ground zero. And I think having something that's timeless, having that classic reference there, it makes a home, or it even makes design more approachable. And I think trends are great for finding inspiration from, but that can't be your sole basis of what we're building off of. Let's look for the classic elements and the way things are done and created, and then apply that to some of those trends to make them more timeless and make them feel like they've been around forever and that they feel authentic. Now, what is in for 2025 is not about these fast trends, but honest materials and texture. Something I am doing this year to add some unexpected texture is updating my bedding, and I want to show you how. But first, I would like to kindly thank Brooklinen, who is the sponsor of this video and has gifted this bedding. Now, all great bedding starts with great sheets, and I always get one of Brooklinen's Luxe Sateen Hardcore bundles. They're 100% cotton, and the sateen weave makes them soft but strong. I will admit that it is hard to find comfortable and high quality sheets, but for the last few years, Brooklinen has been my go-to. And with over 200,000 five-star reviews, it's easy to see why. You can't beat the quality for money. Now I'm gonna take this flat sheet and fold it about 1/3 of the way down so we get a nice, flat, crisp line right here between the pillows and the comforter. And don't forget to tuck in your corners. Even if you can't see them, the details matter. Every hardcore bundle includes a sheet set, 2 extra pillowcases, and the duvet cover. They have so many color options available and are always releasing new ones, like this fresh moss color I went with. But that means that you can mix and match to create your own dream bedding set. And don't forget, you can mix and match sizes too. I went oversized with this duvet cover to get that catalog hotel look, but I left the end of it untucked to create a certain softness to this look. Ooh, a little rhyme. That was cute. Now, great design is all about layering, and I'm adding this dream weave waffle blanket on top of my duvet cover to really showcase the beautiful texture this is bringing. That's where that warmth is coming from. And I went for a monochromatic look, and the texture in this is really helping to break that up. But like I said, you can mix and match. Oh yeah, Arden, I agree. This Dreamweave waffle blanket is the perfect addition to our Brooklinen collection, and the weight of a blanket is gonna do absolute wonders to change the quality of my sleep. Okay, you sit there and we're gonna make this bed. We're folding over the top of the duvet cover and tucking it under our little dog's head so that we can expose the edge of the sheet here we folded perfectly. It's gonna add a beautiful layer and a softness and cover up the edge of this quilt. And as you can clearly see, Brooklinen is Arden approved. All right, let's add some pillows, and I am stacking them to add an unexpected element and a little extra volume. This king size pillow really adds some scale and grandeur, and I think we're missing a throw blanket. What do you say, Arden? Now I'm adding in this herringbone 100% wool blanket, also from Brooklinen, to break up the texture, add a different material, and shake up the color. Let's add a throw pillow for good measure, and that completes this look. I think all of this extra texture makes this perfect for winter. You can check out Brooklinen using the link in the description box down below for 15% off your first order. Oh, hi there, Arden. I know, it's so hard to get out of these Brooklinens, isn't it? But we got a video we gotta get back to. Come on, let's go. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, we're back in the studio and we are ready to talk about something that is out for 2025. And no, that thing is not Beautiful and Handsome Cavaliers who don't want to be kissed. That thing is black hardware. Oh, he says with a black lamp behind him. Oh my goodness, Arden, we have got to get into this. All right, I'm gonna lay you down here so you can have a nap while we talk about this because we've got to get in deep. Black hardware has been one of the biggest trends for the last couple of years, and it's finding its way out just because it has been a very big trend. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having black accents, a moment of black hardware here and there. There's always going to be an exception to that. I would say, you know, like wrought iron. You can't go wrong with like a black wrought iron detail or moment in your home, right? Like that's something that's always classic. And I think black hardware in a modern way is interesting, but we're getting away from high contrast in 2025. It's all about this soft feeling, this natural moment, the kind of tranquility that traditional design often offers, but you're gonna see a lot more of these softer tones. And I would say a softer color of hardware would be something like bronze or brushed nickel, as opposed to like chrome, which is ultra shiny and bright, or like black, which is, you know, really high contrast. We're getting away from that. So black hardware in design, I think, is going to find its way out for 2025. There's nothing wrong with having it though, and I think if you have a space that you really like, it works. Black is always gonna be a great accent. No matter what anybody says, like I know a lot of the designers online right now are like, black is out, no more black anywhere, but like, literally no. Like black is not even a color. Like we're not gonna get into all of that at the moment, but black hardware, like the matte black hardware, I think it's finding its way out because it's kind of the last dregs that are remaining from farmhouse. And I think a lot of people are just over that. They're ready to move on from it. But I also don't think you have to rip it out, or maybe not rip it out, but take it out, remove it, unless you really are over it. If I think something is right, even if it's dated, like if I'm working with a client and they say, what do you think about black hardware here? If I think black hardware is gonna work, I'm gonna tell you it's gonna work. I might say like, you know, I know a lot of people say it's out, but I think you actually should do black hardware because there is always going to be an exception to the rule. And I think black hardware is kind of that middle ground where I don't think we're gonna be doing as much of it anymore. Like, let's leave it where it is, but if you have it, it's a really good moment to keep. Be sure you're bringing in soft elements, softer tones to bridge some of that high contrast. We don't need it to be absolutely everywhere and overwhelming. We can soften that a little bit to kind of create this transition, a more natural flow, a seamlessness to all of the colors in your space. We need to find something that has some of that black, that has some of whatever the other high contrast is. If it's white, we need black and white, but then a softer tone, a taupe, a tan, a brown, a beige, to break that up a little bit and create a sense of seamlessness, of flow throughout the space. I love great texture. You can soften a space up with some beautiful texture and eliminate some of that high contrast in a more natural way. Like something that is really high contrast, if you say like, you know, black and white, If they're both textured though, the light plays in an interesting way. It creates shadows and depth where you lose a lot of that really high contrast and it softens things up. You know, I have a lot of high contrast and bold, colorful artwork in my home, so a white wall serves as a really beautiful background for it. And there are certain styles where you really want to have all white spaces. You know, Adobe and Spanish style homes, they look really great when they're all white, and I think that's beautiful. But for everybody else, we're getting away from all white and we're embracing a little bit of color, but we're doing it in an unexpected way. We're tired of trendy colors. Oh, the color of the year. Like, nobody paints their home that color. Okay, like, let's leave it where it is. The last time they were right about that was evergreen fog, and that was a few years ago. And that's a great color too. But soft, unexpected tones. A lot of these are natural tones. So we're seeing, you know, like soft greens and beautiful burgundies. Those are really beautiful elements to bring into a home because they are not expected. We've been doing this thing for the last couple of years where it's like, it needs to be brighter and brighter and whiter and lighter and brighter and more light everywhere. But do we really need to? There are just some rooms in your home that don't get good lighting, and pretending like they do and trying to like come up with some hack or some riddle or little thing is just, it's not gonna work. It's not happening. So you may as well embrace it and paint that space a moodier color, something a little darker and deeper and richer. But we're finding these interesting tones that are just like off colors. And I like that. It's unexpected. It's interesting. You know, it gives me something I need. It gives my eyes something to take in that's just not the same thing over and over and over again. And I'd also say the same thing goes for like wallpaper right now is having a big moment. A lot of people are really embracing it and adding wallpaper to their homes. And I think that's great. It's unexpected. We don't think we're gonna see that. You think you're gonna see it in like, oh, some old house that needs to be renovated, the wallpaper's peeling off the wall. No, it can be so amazing. And I love wallpaper. I love an interesting color. Something that I'm not expecting to see in that space is very chic to me. It's very cool to me. And I enjoy that too. If you're looking for inspiration for colors, I would start looking at softer color schemes and palettes and finding accents you like, things that are interesting. I love to make a reference. I love a reference point when it comes to color. So I'm gonna look around my home and say like, what do I have that's a color I really enjoy that I could paint a space? Like, you know, I always have this kind of green vase sitting here on a green marble table. I could paint this entire office green. Oh, it would be stunning. Actually, there's this like little tan line right here that's stunning. This office would look great in that color too. Find a reference point in something you already have or something you're keeping, and then pull inspiration from there. And it may even be like, I found a reference point from something I have, but I don't want that color in my space. So see what someone else has done with that color, that material, that thing, and take inspiration from there. I actually have a client I'm working with right now where, you know, we're doing some updates around her home, and she has something that she was like, I don't know if I should get rid of it. It's an oddly specific color. And I said, okay, we need to pull from that. Let's find something that works with that, an element. And then, yeah, now we're creating a beautiful layer, a color scheme that's working really, really successfully for her personal style, her home, the things she already has. Well, that's a great money-saving tip too, because now she don't have to replace anything. Now, something that is out for 2025 is the overconsumption, the consumerism, the fast home decor, the big box store home decor that you don't need. Cheap, low quality furniture is out. Embrace vintage, embrace something pre-owned, go on the Facebook marketplaces, go to the yard sales, estate sales, flea markets, and find interesting things that people don't have. Look for things that feel like art to you. Look for things that are interesting, intentional, and meaningful. Don't just think, I'd rather have something that's new because it's not old and that's better than, no. Absolutely not. Quality is what I'm looking for in my home and in my life for 2025. Good quality, everything, and I'm not going to set boundaries on what that is. If it is something pre-owned, I'm gonna go after it and get it because I hate adding things unnecessarily to landfills. I hate wasting. And if I go to a store and I buy something that is cheap and I know it, and I know it's not gonna last, I'm basically giving money to throw something away. That's not good. That doesn't make sense to me. Don't be afraid to mix old things and new things together. Old things bring personality and character into a space while the new things are there for convenience. So it's like, you know, an example might be if you have an apartment or something, small tables that are easy to move are great things to bring in. Vintage chairs, great things to bring in. But a sofa that's large is difficult to get through narrow passageways, staircases into an area. So something more flat pack is probably a better option for you. As a matter of fact, go to IKEA. They got some great sofas that are flat pack and easy to move, easy to disassemble and take with you. I love that. You can mix high and low, new and old together. Do not set boundaries on any of that stuff, because what's out for 2025 is overconsumption, overspending on bad quality stuff, okay? It's just out, and don't do it. And hey, listen, speaking of great quality, if you made it this far in the video, you are seeing some great quality content, and I know you're loving it, so be sure you take a moment and join us. Hit that subscribe button, become a part of our GarrettLeChic family. We are on the journey to 100,000 subscribers. That's my goal for 2025, and I would love for you to be a part of that. So be sure you join us, hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications, and if you haven't been getting notified, turn them off and turn them back on so you get notified every time a new video comes out twice a week. Join us, we would love to have you here, and if you are one of our seasoned subscribers and GarrettLeChic family members, be sure you give this video a like. Now, one of the biggest trends, okay, trends, we're using the term loosely, it's just what people are realizing and they have to do for 2025 that is in, is statement lighting. Oh, I love great lighting, I love great lighting. And that comes in two different ways. One is the lighting itself, the actual light that is in the space, right? The bulbs, okay? We love great lighting, we love beautiful lighting in a space, but a great lighting fixture, a statement lighting fixture is so in for 2025, and I am here for it. There is so much wasted space on your ceiling, and there's so much personality to be added into a space through a interesting light fixture. And I think every home needs it. Every home absolutely needs it. Now, the ceiling is typically referred to as the fifth wall. I love a ceiling detail. I'm looking at my ceiling right now and I'm like, oh, I love a ceiling detail. Whether it's painting it a color, adding a ceiling medallion to a light fixture, paneling a ceiling, adding beams to a ceiling, all of that, all of it, Arden, is so great. Most homes have a light fixture on the ceiling, and that's a great opportunity for you to add personality, interest, and style into your home. I love a good light fixture, and they're so great for homes that are a little more generic, a builder grade home, for a rental home. Oh, you can do so much with cool light fixtures, good light fixtures, interesting light fixtures to add that into a space, to add personality, add character, without having to go through all of these measures like painting every inch of your home, adding all sorts of molding and trim. That's another big trend for 2025. That I am here for. Okay, traditional design is like kind of back in a big, strong way. And, you know, molding and trim, people are adding it, but you don't know what's behind the walls, and are you cutting and doing all of this? It's a lot, but a light fixture is much easier to bring into a space. Statement lighting, huge for 2025, and I'm so excited about it. Well, there you have it, everyone. Be sure you head to the description box down below. Use my link to get 15% off your first order at Brooklinen. And while you're at it, check out this video right here, all about things that are making your house look old that we can fix today. And I will see you over there.